Real quick, I want to break down the importance of glute ability, glute mobility, glute length, the glutes, sprinting, jumping, and explosion, okay? More often than not, when I was struggling with my hip mobility, I was constantly stiff in low back and hip flexor area. As soon as I opened the glutes up, hamstrings, upper hamstring, groin, inner hamstring area, but all around the glutes. Once I started opening those up, I felt so much more powerful in my sprinting and my jumping because I knew that my hip extension was full. I was able to fully flex the glutes and not feel stiff, tight, or weak in these areas. So I'm gonna show you 4 movements to open up the glutes, strengthen them, directly think about them firing, and actually feel them fire when you sprint and jump. They're very simple. They can start at whatever level makes sense for you. So to start, we have the pigeon push-up. So we're here, right? Reaching over the knee, having both hands starting, reach over the knee, and then press up, right? Reach over the knee, press up. These are key for opening up the piriformis muscle, the muscle that wraps around here. How do we directly address it? Well, we get the deepest stretch, and then we press the knee into the ground, so stretch strength. What does this create? More mobility. It's more sustainable mobility. It's not like a static stretch where I'm just hanging out here, right? We wanna build mobility. What is mobility? Strength through flexibility. So we're here, reach out in front, press up, just like that. Press up, coming right over the knee. So pigeon is to start. Hitting a good 10 reps on both sides before you get into any sort of pre or post practice or games, before speed work, before training, before jumping, before playing with your boys. Opening the glutes will it's phenomenal. Like I couldn't stress it enough. The more my glutes are opened, I can now get into these positions without any issue. And if you think that getting in these positions is dangerous, what are we doing? I'm explosive out of these positions. This is it. So pigeon. Then we got the Cossack squat. So we're in a wide stance, okay? Not too wide, but pretty wide. We're going, try to keep the hands up if you have to. We start with the hands assisted. So we're going down on one leg, then we open up, but we're trying to keep this heel down, okay? So don't care too much about the back rounding or not rounding. You'll eventually get there to a point where you can keep a flat back, but you wanna focus on keeping that heel down, and then we shift to the other side. You should feel a deep inner hamstring and glute stretch on both sides in the movement. So we're staying in the bottom position and just getting deep stretches here. As we open up, we start to get that hamstring, right? And we're just playing around here. But this opens up the glute, right? What we just did with the pigeon opens the outer side. What we're doing with the Cossack is opening the inner glute, right? Into that pelvic floor. So this is very important. Eventually you want to get to a point where you're here, keeping hands up like this, and then shifting to the opposite side and being comfortable both ways. Now we want to get into the standing pancake. This is a bit more advanced, but we'll target glute and upper hamstring directly. So we're here, keep the quads flexed, legs are straight, reach, like a standing good morning, but wide stance, so pancake. Standing pancake, get as deep as we can. You're gonna feel deep stretch in hamstring and glute, and then we come up. So hinge, back is flat, get as deep as we can, standing pancake here. Obviously you can start here and you're already gonna feel a stretch, just working this movement. But as you get deeper, closer to the ground, deep stretch, come back up. Keep that back flat, butts back, press back up. So that's the standing pancake. Last one I'm gonna show is a horse stance squat. I like to do this with my athletes after we open up the glutes, and I'll show one bonus movement activating the glutes and hamstrings for sprinting, so stay tuned right after this. But horse stance squat, I like to activate the glutes. So once we open them up, then let's fire them. So get in a wide stance, toes pointed out, push the knees behind you, hold this for 30 seconds, right? I'm actively pushing the knees out, firing glutes, thinking about firing them, getting as deep as I can in this squat. I wanna hold that for 30 seconds. What that's gonna do is what we just opened up, we're now firing. So it's active, there's a lot of blood flow there. Now, that's the horse stance squat. So those are the 4 movements. One bonus movement you can work on, it's a hamstring plyometric. You can work this in a leg day, but you can also work this before you sprint, jump, play practice, before you practice, before you have games. It doesn't matter. Obviously, the reps and sets will change depending on where you're at, but this is so crucial for having the ability to think about your glutes and hamstrings firing in a sprint. So if you're looking at me do that, right? Hamstrings fire, glutes fire. How do I make that a plyometric? Well, I got this from Joey Burgles. If anybody's Texas Tech strength coach, Utah State strength coach. Love his work, and I've been working with this with my athletes, and they love it as well, and I've been doing it myself. So this is a hamstring plyometric. So we get here, up in a glute bridge, we fire down and catch ourselves on the heel. So it's here. So again, I'm off the ground holding myself from the heel. So it's here. Everybody see that? So we're here, just like that. What this is doing is literally firing the entire back side, preparing it to go forwards. So on my sprint days, I love to do this with my athletes. Right after we open up the glutes with some deep mobility work, I like to fire it with these, and also superset these with RDLs or Jefferson curls to really fire that back side. And if this is too advanced for you, just go here. Hamstring plyos are great for literally firing from here all the way to up to the lower to mid back, just to get used to, because in a sprint, nobody is sprinting just straight up, right? If you look at any of David Weck's stuff, of this rotational stuff, everybody who sprints naturally as you're a kid, you're always going between sides. I'm not saying go wide with your arms, but I am saying it is a rotational movement. So how do we develop strength? Well, something like this. Opening up the glutes, then firing them with this movement. This will help you get faster. This will help you realize the muscles that should be firing as you sprint. First, open them up, then fire them, then work on unilateral movements that directly correlate to sprinting. I hope this helps. Stay locked in.